Hi there. As a lot of you know, my name is Rob Stevenson. I am a personal trainer and body worker and a health coach. And what I do in my field of study and field of focus is I help people get more out of their health and more specifically out of their physical health in their bodies. So what I wanted to try out, and I've been playing with in my mind for a few weeks now, is putting together these videos, these series of videos for people to listen to or watch and basically implement the strategies that I'm going to share with you to help get yourself feeling more comfortable in your body, feeling more able-bodied. And what I am hoping to achieve with this is basically taking wisdom, lessons that I have learned along my path and putting it out there to the public anywhere in the world so that people can get control of their health and get to a place where they feel like their body is working for them instead of against them. Because the idea of a sustainable health model is all about having this equal partnership between you and your health. Okay, so whether or not we like it, we are going to degenerate over the years and decades, and things aren't going to work as well as maybe they could have worked in a different scenario of circumstances, though our behaviors, our actions are going to be the things that begin to shape our health, shape our bodies, and kind of construct and model the framework for how we experience life and the decisions we decide to make in our life. So every video is going to have a different theme. I'm going to take questions from different clients, from different people that reach out, and basically just talk about a topic anywhere from 5 minutes to maybe 20 minutes. So what I want to start with today is this concept of where do I begin to exercise from? Okay, a lot of people are already in a routine. They run, they swim, they bike, they lift weights, they bodybuild, they do yoga, they do Pilates. Everybody kind of starts to develop an identity with what they decide to do for their exercise, okay? And I think this is well and good because it gets you into a routine mindset. It gets you into a schedule. You're able to build the endorphins, sweat, which is great for the skin and the lymphatic system. You get the muscles built. You burn energy, okay, so that then you can fuel yourself with food for energy. Though I think where we get stuck is the diversification and adding variety to our training. Because at the end of the day, if all you do is yoga, or all you do is distance run, or all you do is bodybuild, you start to get yourself into these rigid patterns of moving. And if we look at the body from a blueprint perspective, is the body is designed to move in a wide variety of ways. Though when we restrict ourselves to a style and a method of training, we start to build, I'll call it imbalances, where one region of the body gets really good at contracting and at relaxing, and the issue is then another region of the body, in this case I'm just using the shoulder for a simplistic framework for you to understand, gets underused, all right? So it gets underused, it gets misused, and then this other part of the shoulder or the hip or the knee or the foot or the neck or the jaw, it gets overused and it gets abused, okay? So how can we bring the two ends of the spectrum together where I have what I do for my exercise and for my physical movement practice, though how can I not attach myself to it? Because this is a big thing in psychology, is when you're overcoming the ego and the identity that you have developed over years and decades of your life, you become attached to that identity, that ego, and you eventually believe yourself to be that person, okay? And the person who is attached to anything, really, starts to develop larger blind spots, okay? Blind areas that they cannot see, okay? And you cannot move into a space that you cannot see. Similar phrasing is, you cannot know what you do not know, okay? So you have to learn how to do something. And in the exercise world, most people tend to have a lot of anxiety around exercise. People have anxiety. I think it's called kinesiophobia, when we're afraid to move our body and go into our body because it triggers pain. We have folks who just flat out don't want to go into their skin. They're like, this is an uncomfortable place. I am 42 years old. It's been uncomfortable for 42 years. Now my doctor is saying that my heart is, my cholesterol levels, my blood pressure is up. I'm overweight. I have too much, I don't have enough muscle mass. The doctor is advising me to develop a workout plan. I don't know what the heck I should do, because whenever I go into my body, I get anxious, so I don't want to go there. All right, so basically, like, we have to remember that we are an entire person coming into the world of physical health and exercise, and it's called spatial medicine, with a history. We kind of come into our bodies with a stance, feeling like, I like my body, okay, and I like it when it does this thing. I'm going to do this thing because I'm good at it. It's the path of least resistance. When I run, I don't get pain. I'm just going to become a runner, okay? And I can sweat and feel good and build the endorphins and all that stuff. Though it becomes an issue because, again, we fall into those imbalanced behaviors where all I'm doing is moving my body in a fixed pattern over and over and over again. And so, whereas I might be sweating, building aerobic capacity, building muscles, I'm not identifying breath management, pressure management. I'm not paying attention to things like restorative shapes. Restorative shapes are going to be shapes that complement the patterns that we become stuck in. I'm not taking into account how my hip moves through its full ranges of motion. A range of motion is basically a range that your hip was designed with since birth, and because of lifestyle and habits, we lose access to these ranges. So back to the point, how do we harmonize these two sides, okay? And I think one of the healthiest, easiest ways to start to find out where you are is through stillness. And a lot of people are like, Rob, what do you mean through stillness? Like, I'm here to exercise. And what I mean is when you quiet things down, it can be anxiety inducing. Although if you take your body through simple motions and just start to develop like kind of a body scan, okay? So you're lying on your back, and the first thing you want to see is like, can I take 5 to 8 breaths, okay? Can I breathe through my nose? When I'm inhaling through my nose, can I feel my breath go into my throat? Can I feel my breath fill up my chest, expand my chest? Can I follow that breath down and feel my belly kind of moving when I breathe in and breathe out? And from there, you might use some cues from a coach or a trainer or a teacher to start to get your breath into your hips and your lower extremities. The other reason lying down is really useful is because it allows your nervous system. So if I think about my nervous system, I want to think about my spinal cord. And my spinal cord goes from, it attaches to the brain stem, up into the base of my brain, all the way down into my sacrum. And this is like your nervous system. This is where the nerves of the body, they're kind of like the mainstream of nerves that branch out to the peripheries. This is where they are, as well as a lot of the lymph nodes, the blood vessels and arteries. So there are a lot of big channels in the body. And when we lie down on a flat surface and down-regulate the system and the brain and the thoughts, we actually start to relax and shut off or bring ease to a lot of muscles that are otherwise constantly working. So when you're sitting at a desk, when you're playing with your children, when you're walking to a restaurant, when you're sitting in a car, grocery shopping, the list is endless. And so the nervous system is constantly being tensioned. It's like saying more, more, more. You gotta stay with it. You gotta keep doing stuff. And then we go to exercise, and we're even doing it again, okay? Now, movement, to me, is health. Movement is healthy to do. It helps lift us up, and without movement, I think we start to get into bigger trouble. Though, if you're somebody who's trying to think of longevity, who's trying to think of long-term health, you have to tune into the boring. You have to do the most boring stuff and get a more accurate, clear sense of where you are at, where your body is at. So when you lie down, your nervous system actually relaxes, okay? And then you can start to check in with your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your elbows, your fingers, your wrists, your neck, your spine. And you can start to waken up the muscles in a way that you can feel them more easily. Because when you lie down, a lot of the muscles that are carrying you through your daily activities, a lot of the postural muscles that are locomoting you from A to B and having you cook dinner and put the groceries away and pick up the kid and change the baby and whatever else you're doing, typing on a computer, a lot of those muscles get to take a break. Okay, and that's really important because it's kind of like a pause and just slow down. Okay, when those muscles shut down, the spine, a lot of the bones in your body, they just like the volume is dialed down a little bit. Okay, so that you're going to be able to sensate and feel some of the larger muscles that we want to start to strengthen, condition, basically bring into the picture in a more useful manner. Okay, and that's what I do with my clients through training sessions. Now, am I saying that you are? Does this mean for the rest of your life that you need to lie down whenever you go to exercise? No, that is not what I mean. It has to be built into your plan, though, if you want to start to figure out how to that seems forceful, how to coerce, how to kind of bring your body along for the journey that you envision for it, okay? Because if we're simply thinking that lying on the couch, going to sleep, is the down regulator of the nervous system, we're mistaken. Like we're fooling ourselves, because the spine doesn't actually get to relax when it's on a soft surface where it goes into a flexed position. The spine has to experience firmness. Like when you lie on a yoga mat or a blanket or a rug or a carpet, the spine gets to feel supported without having to fight against anything, okay? So it's this idea of like, how can you bring strictness and discipline to your exercise and your training with empathy and compassion for yourself at the same time? Not only for yourself, for your body, okay? And this is a fundamental, paramount, if there's a pyramid, okay, if there's going to be a pyramid and people say the hierarchy of things for your health and your body, the first thing we have to do is understand how to bring ourselves to a neutral place, all right? And neutral in this case is going to be letting your nervous system, your spinal cord, and your spine feel supported by the earth, okay? Now, there are lots of ways to then go in different directions to exercise and train. That's not the purpose of these conversations. I basically want to provide information for people to improve and increase the longevity of their body so that their joints can stay working for as long as possible. If you respect your joints will respect you. Your joints will carry you from activity A to B to C to Z, pain-free and with a spring in your step, okay? And I'm confident in this. I don't want to be dogmatic, and I don't want to claim to know everything, because I certainly do not know everything. Though over the past 15 years, I've worked with bodies as young as 8 all the way to 90, all right? And one of the overlapping features that just about each person can benefit from is lying down a little bit more. Either starting your exercise that way or ending your exercise that way, maybe even putting it right in the middle, okay? And getting a sense of where you're at. Because if you ever plan to go to higher ground, if you want access to higher self, to new possibilities, more accessibility to the unknown, and putting yourself in a position of power and setting yourself up for success, you need an accurate sense of where you actually are, okay? And simply put, you cannot do that by rushing through your daily activity, including your exercise, standing on your feet and claiming that you know where you are. And I encourage people to adopt this way of thinking sooner than later, because the older you get, we become more stiff and rigid in the mind. Okay, and stiffness and rigidity in the mind is correlated to stiffness and rigidity in the body. I mean, if I see somebody and they're really inflexible, they can't like perform certain tasks, that doesn't tell me that they're just a stiff in their muscles. This person, and this might be you, this person is stiff in their way of thinking. I almost know I am up against a warrior. I am up against a powerful ego, and I respect people tremendously for who they are and all the steps they have taken to get to where they are in life and what they have accomplished. Though my role in my clients' lives is to help be a reflection, a more accurate mirror for where they are, okay, and help them to get to a new place, all right? Because again, this simple idea of we do not know what we do not know. We cannot go where we cannot see, okay? And what I want you to take away from this is to start lying down, okay? And spending 5 minutes on your back, breathing. There's a variety of exercises you can do. I mean, I'm not telling you to just throw out your exercise. I'm trying to invite you to this idea of how to downregulate your nervous system, put your spine at ease, and get a more accurate, clear sense of where you are, so that you can get the results you want, okay, out of your physical health and your body. So this is the first talk that I'm doing with Evolve the Dialogue. I want to evolve the dialogue when it comes to physical health, mental health, our eating habits, and pretty much anything and everything that has to do with improving the state of our health, our physiology, and our eternal being, okay? So please reach out with any questions that you might have. I really look forward to any feedback on this video, and I am going to try and start putting these up as regularly as time permits. Thanks so much.